Okay, so for this part of the tutorial, we're going to add in some more images into the back of our tinfoil pictures. You'll see this is what my tinfoil picture looked like before, and I have already adjusted it for color and lighting, but now I'm going to add several other pictures. So let's show you how to do this. The first thing you need to do is to go to your Google Images, and I want you to search for something with an interesting textural pattern. For example, underwater waves work really good. Or you could search for something like clouds and a sky sunset. Or you could search for something like flames. There's lots of things you could search for. You don't just have to do flames. When you find a picture that you like, go ahead and save image as. That's downloading the image to your computer. And then you're going to go to Photoshop and you will hit Control O to open. And you're going to look in your downloads folder for that image or wherever you saved it to and open it up. The image will open and you might have to select Control A for all, Control C to copy, and then go back to your picture of your tinfoil mask and hit Control V as in Victor to paste it down. Just hit OK if it asks you some questions. At that point, I'm going to switch to my arrow tool and I'm going to press Control T to transform. I'm then going to kind of size this up to how I want it. I might move it around. I'm just going to get rid of those previous layers so I can start from scratch so you can see how this will look. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going in my layers menu, and make sure you have your layers menu open. Again, if you can't see that, go to your window layers menu. But then I'm going to go to this drop down menu right here. So very much like the double exposure. You'll see that you can get very different effects depending on your image. So you'll have to explore and see which one works for you. In this particular one, I like lighter color. And you can kind of switch it around, move it, see how you like it. Most likely you're going to have to erase some areas. I do not like how it looks on the mask. No matter what I choose, honestly, there's some areas I would probably erase. To do this, you are going to find your eraser tool. It is in the middle of your left-hand tool panel. Then look at the top. You need to choose the size of your eraser. I generally like a bigger eraser. When you pull your circle or your eraser over your image, you should see a circle. I'm going to work with one that's almost 1,000 pixels big. Make sure your hardness is at 0. This will create a soft edge. Then you simply start tapping. The other thing you'll notice is my opacity is at 50%. If my opacity was at 100, watch what happens. It'll take everything out. If I bring this to 50%, it slowly takes areas away. So I like keeping the opacity at 50% so I can work slowly and not take out anything I don't want to. So I've got one layer complete. Let's add a second layer. I would go back and find a different picture of flames, open it up. I'm going to use the same one just to kind of go quick here, but the same process. Control C to copy it, and then you hit Control V to paste it. V is in Victor. And then I'm going to move it around. I might size it differently so it looks different than my other one. And then I'm going to pick another filter for it. So again, what I did is I selected my layer and I go to another filter. I really like this lighten one. So I'm going to kind of move it and size it, see how I like it. Again, Control T to transform will help you turn it into an interesting shape if you want to. And then usually, once you find a position for it, remember your eraser tool, Go back to your eraser and take out the areas that you don't think look good. When you're finished with your picture, and you can add as many layers as you want until your picture looks awesome, go to File. Yours looks slightly different than mine. I'm on a Mac, you're on a PC, but you want to save as a copy. Save as a copy. And that's going to allow you to save on your computer. Make sure you save it as a JPEG, your final copy. JPEG means it's compressed. All those layers will be compressed. Please rename it with your name on it so I can tell whose is whose. Look where you're saving it to. In this case, I'm saving it to my downloads folder. But once you save it, then please bring it back to your Google Classroom. Thank you, and ask me if you have any questions.